feel like I'm in Big Brother. It is a comfortable chair actually. I'm not sure where I should position the cushion. Behind me seems appropriate.
If I was any good, I'd draw a whale.
Oh, I feel like I'm at home, on my couch. Oh, that really hurt my back. I like doing that.
Oh my God, Kira Walsh, I am your biggest fan!
For God's sake. Welcome to the diary room.
We were driving back from training. All of a sudden the bus stops and we look out the window and there's this massive pelican. All of a sudden Serena just comes with her cap on, like just finished training, pulls her phone out and starts taking a photo of this pelican. And I'm not joking. She crouches down. This pelican is the size of Serena.
One of my favourite moments from this tournament so far was one night after dinner when we were at base camp. We all went down to the beach and just watched sunset. There was a big group of us and it was just so nice to kind of take in the moment that we're on the other side of the world and we're sat on one of the most amazing beaches I've ever been on. Getting ready to compete at a World Cup, it was just kind of a moment where you realise like how special this whole month's going to be.
Millie is partial to a little TikTok. Tooney's on the TikTok a little bit now too. Alessia's getting more into TikTok as well. Listen, we can all win. We don't have to compete. We can all be in each other's TikToks and it's fine.
The new best friends.
But I don't know where it came from, but she's just basically stolen Hempy and said, I've lost my best friend, so why is she trying to steal Hempy? But also Hempy, pick a better best friend.
Ta-da! Basically, I've been making a globe and I've been doing it since I arrived at base camp. So it's took me about maybe 5 or 6 days. And like, I absolutely love doing it. I feel like it's like really therapeutic, and for me when I come back in from training after a hard day's work, I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing more that I love doing than just sitting down and doing this. I also done a Vespa not long ago as well, so I'm just trying to figure out how I'm actually gonna get them back to the UK at the moment, but I'm sure I'll find a way.
Hello. Oh, you're a great trekkie.
I can remember being at the 2015 World Cup together. We were just like two little kids, weren't we? Like, not little kids, but we were.
It's a major tournament, isn't it? And you're just different ages, so that was a big moment for me and Lucy to be there. Lucy banged in some goals as well. We created that handshake.
So I went to the World Cup not really being a starting player. And then there was one, I think it was the first knockout game, and we found out the 11 and I was in the starting 11. And I can remember coming back to the room with Jordan and she was jumping on the bed for me playing. And I was thinking, that is so sick. Like, she was so happy that I was playing even though she was injured. She was like my biggest fan throughout the tournament.
I seen like a little curb outside next to the pitch in the tunnel, so I was like, Hempo, let's play some Kirby. She beat me the first game and then the second game I won. I think that just brings back so many memories from like childhood, but we yet to find another curb to play our third game.
We've always wanted a tattoo together, like a bestie tattoo. So it's taken us ages to find the right one, and then we ended up going with a half on our hands. She's like the half of me. Half of me's not complete without her. It's quite cute, really.
I've refound my love for bracelet making, which I used to do at school, although it's kind of turned into a bit of a side hustle because I've got a big backlog of requests now to get through. Someone saw me making it, so I ended up making a couple. Say I've done 5 players since, and then I've got another 9 to get through, so it's going to be a busy next couple of days. To be honest, I need to put that on the back burner a little bit for the minute because I've got uni work to do, so I've had to tell some of the girls, I'm really sorry, but it's going to be a 7 working day wait for a bracelet now.
So I've really enjoyed taking pictures. I kind of like to do it away from football, leave the photographers to the on-pitch stuff, whatever's going on, whether it be nice views. I like to photograph people as well, so obviously you can see on there is loads of different players. Hopefully you can get around and take some nice pictures of everyone. My question is, if you could have one form of potato for the rest of your life, what would it be? Mine would be chips.
That's a great question, because potatoes you can make into oat. That means anything for people that don't speak Barnsley. Oh, gee, I'm going to have to agree, and I would also go with chips because I absolutely love chips, but I do like that you can make so many things because I do love a jacket tatey as well. But I would say preference would be chips, yeah.
I love a morning walk. I do it at home, so I do it here. Me and Elle get up in the morning, we go and have our coffee. Sometimes we don't talk at all, to be honest, on the whole walk. Sometimes we don't stop talking, but that's why she's my best mate, you know, and we can have these special moments together. I think we've clocked up some steps together, but it's been really nice.
I've been carrying this little thing around with me for the past however many weeks. Everybody sees what happens on pitch, but it's more like the moments off pitch that come post-tournament. For me especially, I remember them. Even the moments like after the win the other night, like just capturing some moments in the changing rooms. I had moments with the trophy, she was loving life, and then Lotta and Jess digging into some good scran, but we was joking, the sweet potatoes here are good sweet potato, so after every match me and Lotta are like living. They're just good moments and good memories, and it's nice to be able to share them with you guys.
I miss my doggy, Dukey. I mean, he's probably not missing me, to be honest. He looks like he's having a great time at home. He's been kitted out in an England kit, and I find myself watching videos of him sometimes. It's a bit sad. Me and Maya actually found out that our dogs are distantly related because we always knew they looked alike, so we did a bit of digging, and through one of our friends we found out that they have one of the same grandparents. We treat them as if they're brothers, and when we get back we're going to take for a dog walk together.
There's no competition between Tooney's tours and Zell's tours. I'm going on Zell's tour any day of the week because she's so organised. I haven't had to plan a thing. I've just turned up and she's got it all on her maps. Location A to B to C to D. Yeah, we see everything. I'd definitely, if I was booking a tour, if you want the Bants, I'd come on mine. But I wouldn't have a clue where we were going or what we were doing. If you want organised and see everything in Sydney in an hour, then I'd book on Zell's.
I'm really glad Zell's tours have been getting some good reviews, actually. I'm feeling a bit of a travel agent vibes right now. I'm a real Googler. Like, if I want to know anything, I just Google it. I like to Google, you know, best things to do in Sydney, generic. And then I just put them together and make like a little plan of like how we can get there, a route. And to be honest, the girls have had real full faith in me. No one questions anything, they just hop along and follow me around. I would say organised for me and banter for Tooney is definitely right. I mean, I think my tours still involve banter. Tooney's on most of them, so I guess you get the best of both worlds.
Honestly, there's never enough words to truly like explain how leading the girls out makes you feel. Representing your country is one thing, going to a major tournament and playing is another thing, and then leading the girls out on top of that is kind of like the icing on the cake, and again that'll probably be a core memory in my career when I look back.
I'd probably say Lacey makes me laugh. She's just hyped all the time, man, and she says things, questions things that no one else would think to say, and it brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah, the journey with England has been really nice and very exciting. Of course, last year winning the Euros, and then at the back of the Euros, qualifying for the World Cup, then winning the Finalissima, preparing for this World Cup, and then growing in this tournament. This team is so eager to improve and to play at our best and finding ways. That's just really nice to work with them.
My question is, if you could play a part in any movie, what movie would it be and what part would you play?
Angelina Jolie, Tomb Raider. I think that would be cool to be Tomb Raider. Sick, doing my own stunts and everything. I'd be like Tom Cruise doing all my own stunts. Not retiring yet, but when I do, Angelina Jolie, watch out.
I've been sitting next to Tooney on the bus and on the planes. We don't really do a lot, we both just watch our own Netflix shows, but yeah, it's just the company. I've just started actually watching Hijack. Probably wasn't the best thing to start watching before I went on a plane, but it's so good and I'm hooked. Being at a World Cup with your best mate is just incredible. It's just creating more and more really special memories.
Last year for the Euros, I created a colouring book with a starting lineup of 11 artists who came together and basically created something that could be coloured in for young kids. This year it's called Our Cup, Your World. It's pretty much only physically available to kids in youth centres across London, Manchester. Kids that might not necessarily be into football, but they might be into colouring, they might be into something creative. To me, I kind of view the parallel between art and football and sport as pretty fluid, and it's basically about ripping down the barriers to both football and art, mushing it together in one lovely book with some amazing artists, some good friends. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it.
My question to you, Hempo, is when are we seeing you play Niamh at table tennis? Niamh claims that she's the best table tennis player here, but she never wants to play a game with anyone. So I'm literally like, do you want to go and play table tennis? She'll be like, yeah, and we'll just stand there for an hour rallying, and we never actually get to play a game because she doesn't want to. So then claims that she's the best table tennis player because she's undefeated, but I don't recall her playing a single game since she got here. Now that Chloe said that, I'm going to have to make sure that she plays a game with me, maybe tonight, so we'll see. She'll probably get thrashed about 11-0, but we'll never admit to it.
I like to make the odd joke at training, little puns and jokes.
Wait for it. Why do we call them birds that fly over the sea seagulls? Because if we called the ones that flew over the bay, would be bagels.
Everyone looks at me with an eye roll occasionally when I do it, so just trying to bring a bit of banter into the group. Right, here's one for you. Which player is this? Knee. I like it.
Jess, she's my closest friend here. We do everything together. She doesn't show much emotion, anyone that knows her, so the fact that she gets so excited for me is really sweet, and I think it's just one of those moments where it's really special that you can share them together, because I knew she was so buzzing for me.
While I was here, actually, my auntie bought me for my birthday present a great book called Growing Up Aboriginal in Australia, so very topical, and so yeah, I've read that and it has been so insightful, and yeah, I've actually given it to Alessia now to read, so hopefully that'll go around and quite a few people will read it, but it's been very educational about the Aboriginal people and what they've gone through.
You guys were filming the other day and the ball literally smacked the post, hit me in the back of the legs and literally just folded me like a deck chair. I was out flat.
I did an interview with Karen Carney and made a silly error about admitting something that I did at uni, and that was dipping garlic bread in milk. So I really like milk and I really like garlic bread. At uni, you know, times were tough, and that was my staple diet quite a bit at the time. My diet has changed now, thankfully, a lot healthier.
And there was this like really big dead crab thing on the side, so I thought, I'll get it and chuck it on Alessia. So I chucked it on Alessia and she screamed and everyone was laughing at us.
My question to Jordan is, what is the most common pub name in the UK?
She asked me that because we were at dinner one night and basically they were asking me and Hempel questions to see who'd get any right, and we were pretty rubbish at it. For some reason, Hempel knew that and said, I think Red Lion.
And the answer is the Red Lion.
It seems to be a running joke now that they'll ask us questions and see who's the quickest to answer, so I think I'm slightly ahead. I reckon I'm ahead.
Surprisingly enough, I do actually join in with the singing. Yeah, I think people probably wouldn't think that I would because I'm not the most excitable most of the time, it's fair to say, but I think, yeah, when Jill and Katie Zeller sat behind me, I think I don't really have an option other than to join in. I think I'd get too much stick if I didn't. Yeah, the worst singer is probably Zell, to be fair, or Roebuck. They're both not the best. Not that I'm like Mariah Carey or anything, but them two really aren't great at all.
So the Meringues was formed in 2023 in Australia. I'm kidding. There's literally only like 4 of us that sing on the bus. Me, Rach will always sing no matter what. Zell will sing no matter what. And depending on, you know, what kind of energy levels Kira has, she'll hit some high notes. We were at dinner one night and I think it was meringue for dessert. All of a sudden Rach was like, meringues. So yeah, that's where it came from.
I'm so happy with the team because they've showed so much resilience. The togetherness of this team, the support each other, and continues to find a way in solutions and find a way to win has been really impressive.
Diary room, that's a wrap. I'm off for my walk on the beach.
So this is me done, and I can go and have a nap now. Diary room, done. In a bit.
Right, diary room, that's a wrap. I'm out.
She getting behind. Tap! She has got it behind! Rousseau! Rousseau!
And England are heading for the World Cup final!
Down under but on the rise. One team withstood the test of time and